You're now watching Q News. Here are the top stories for this hour. Israeli occupation forces have set fire to the Kamel Adwan hospital in Beit Lahia, northern Gaza. The hospital, the largest in the region, served over 400,000 people. Reports indicated that Israeli soldiers forcibly evacuated the injured, medical personnel, and journalists from the facility while firing shells and bullets at it. Furthermore, Israeli forces reportedly stripped the medical staff, patients, and companions of their clothes and escorted them to an undisclosed location. This action has sparked widespread condemnation as yet another attack on critical civilian infrastructure amid the ongoing conflict in Gaza. Communication with the medical teams, patients, and journalists at Kamel Adwan Hospital in Beit Lahia, northern Gaza, has been completely severed. Palestinian media reports have stated that Israeli occupation forces raided the hospital, forcing patients and the injured into the courtyard and conducting searches. The Palestinian Ministry of Health has called on the international community to intervene and protect patients, medical teams, and treatment centers in Palestine, particularly in Gaza, as the Israeli occupation continues its brutal campaign. This plea follows the Israeli forces' storming of Kamel Adwan Hospital in Beit Lahia, northern Gaza. The ministry emphasized that the ongoing crimes are largely a result of the international community's silence, allowing ethnic cleansing and massacres to continue unabated. The Houthis claimed responsibility for 3 military operations, including a hypersonic missile strike on Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv and another on a vital facility in the city. The Houthis have also reported targeting a ship near Socotra, citing its violation of restrictions on Israeli-linked port access. A UN humanitarian air service employee has sustained severe injuries in an Israeli airstrike on a Yemeni airport. According to a World Health Organization spokesperson, the injured staff member is receiving treatment at a local hospital. The Israeli strikes have hit multiple targets reportedly linked to the Houthi movement in Yemen, including Sana'a International Airport. Yemen's authorities have confirmed that flights had resumed at Sana'a International Airport just 1 day after it was targeted by Israeli airstrikes. A Yemeni Airways flight was seen taking off, with several other planes also on the tarmac, although shattered glass and debris were visible throughout the airport. The strikes resulted in 4 fatalities and nearly 20 injuries, including airport workers and travelers, according to Yemen's Deputy Minister of Transport and head of the Civil Aviation and Meteorology Authority, Yahya Al-Sayani. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has stated that the Syrian people alone will decide their country's future, free from foreign intervention. He underscored Tehran's respect for Syria's territorial integrity and national sovereignty. Lebanese caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati said Beirut has received no assurances that Israel will withdraw from southern Lebanon following the 60-day ceasefire. He called on the U.S. and France to pressure Israel to retreat from areas it continues to occupy. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that Russia has faced targeted isolation from Western nations, with calls for countries to sever trade and diplomatic ties. Speaking at an online press briefing in Moscow, Lavrov accused the West of using threats, sanctions, and punitive measures to pressure other nations into aligning against Moscow. Responding to a question from China Media Group, Lavrov said the West's actions force countries to act against their own interests, including paying higher energy prices under the pretext of punishing Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed openness to Slovakia's proposal to host peace talks aimed at ending the conflict in Ukraine. Putin has further reaffirmed Russia's determination to bring the conflict to a conclusion. The remarks followed a meeting in the Kremlin earlier this week with Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico, who has been a vocal critic of European Union support for Ukraine. This concludes our top stories for this hour. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates on Q News.